Yeah, the four-man matchup was a bit of a problem for us today. At times it was more physical than us, and at times there was more quickness, and the four-man kept attacking closeouts and getting downhill and getting in front of the rim. I think Tane probably did the best job of maintaining his balance, keeping the ball out of the paint, and also contesting some shots. But then at times we gave up the offensive rebound because of his size. So sometimes, and my thing is, well, what's the potential solution to the problem? We try to look at it. And then the next question is, are we willing to live with the result? And we knew that he was going to be undersized, and the result's potentially going to be the offensive rebound. But he was able to keep the ball in front. Yeah, the four-man matchup was a bit of a problem for us today. At times it was more physical than us, and at times there was more quickness, and the four-man kept attacking closeouts and getting downhill and getting in front of the rim. I think Tane probably did the best job of maintaining his balance, keeping the ball out of the paint, and also contesting some shots. But then at times we gave up the offensive rebound because of his size. So sometimes, and my thing is, well, what's the potential solution to the problem? We try to look at it. And then the next question is, are we willing to live with the result? And we knew that he was going to be undersized, and the result's potentially going to be the offensive rebound. But he was able to keep the ball. Like this, special situations, end of the games, almost every day. As I said before, without a timeout, I'm not sure what else we could have done with 6 seconds on the clock. You don't have time to do much. You just got to get the ball down the floor, hope you can get a shot at the rim, and have a chance for an offensive rebound. We didn't touch their closeouts. We got to continue to build our habits of chasing screens and being there on the catch. They skipped a few. We didn't close out. We didn't touch them on the shot. We kind of stopped short. It's a really good shooting team. I give Mike a lot of credit. It's a team that shoots the ball well. They play well together. They made enough shots. They made the plays they needed to make. At times, they just needed to get a stop, and it was a one-on-one play, and maybe they got to the free throw line, or a shot was called or a foul was called. I watched the game, but I thought that we stayed in front, and at times when I felt like we guarded our yard and stayed in our lane and kind of stopped them, the whistle was blown, and they ended up getting free throws out of that. So those were some of the reasons why they were able to score at times, and we couldn't be fresh for today. He was like 1 rep out of every 4 or 5, so really minimal, probably about 25% of practice. Elijah, I don't know. He's kind of day-to-day right now. If he had to play a game tomorrow, he couldn't. So I'm assuming that he's probably not going to be ready for Monday. I don't know exactly. Every day that he gets treatment, Ethan and Mike are doing a fantastic job of trying to get him back. Hopefully we get him back, but in the meantime, it's next man up. He wasn't with us at Miami, and he wasn't with us tonight, and we were right there. So I think there's enough. Well, it not only impacts not having him, is that we're shorthanded to begin with without Elijah. So Anthony Robinson had to, step into a role that, he's been prepared for, but just doesn't have the experience. So for us to be in that game down the stretch, being down that many bodies, being in foul trouble, it's just a testament of the character of the guys, how they're fighting and how they're growing and how they're improving and how they're getting better. Well, if you approach this thing as it is, which is a gift, right? The opportunity to coach a team, the opportunity to play a game, John Paul Jones Arena, in front of that crowd, the opportunity to represent this university in this conference. Deflation shouldn't exist. Only gratitude, regardless of, if your highs and lows are going to come based on the scoreboard, then you're going to live a miserable life. So for us, it's continuing to appreciate what we have, living in the pillar of thankfulness. Yes, we want to win. My answer to your question would be, that is what an inexperienced young group goes through. I think they were switching his ball screen, and he was able to take advantage of it to the baseline. He gave us a good injection of some transition baskets, and we want him to be able to score from the side, especially when teams are switching and he has a mismatch. He has the green light to do that. But for the most part, I think that he found the right shots. I don't think he took any shots that we were concerned with. I think he played within himself. He played within the system. I think he did a really good job today. I'll watch it and we'll compliment him, and hopefully he keeps growing as well.
Like you did in that.
Well, it's just to see if we could steal a possession. That's what we're trying to do. I keep encouraging the guys that basketball is a game of possessions. If we can attack this thing just one possession at a time, just one at a time, and move on quickly. Had made a great play, move on. You made a bad play, move on quickly. Because we're gonna have about 150, 60 possessions, and you can't get hung up on one. But yet, every single possession, it's its own game. And the goal is to win more possessions than the opponent. And that's the lesson for these young guys. I'm trying to instill in them, okay, that every possession, it's its own battle. Being fatigue is not a reason to stop. That possession could win or lose you the game. And then in the end, you take the combination of all those possessions, and if you win most of them, then you will have a chance to win. That's what we're trying to do. And this team is about 10 possessions away from being in a completely different space.
And I think Juan's doing a heck of a job. A heck of a job. David Cunningham have seen every game, I guess, that we've played in my 6 years. We haven't always had the most success, but we have had the ability to get them behind some actions, and that's hard to catch up to. Maybe not as much here, but I admire the heck out of Coach Sanchez and this program and this university. Tim, I think he's just becoming more comfortable. Ryan Odom's a terrific coach, fantastic. I've encouraged him, shoot, let it rip. All right, misses are on me. Take all the makes. He didn't look real comfortable we ran a couple of actions for him. He didn't look real comfortable, but he made a 3 again tonight. And he's driving the ball more confidently and with sureness. I think you see a very, very good player really coming into his own here as we head down the stretch. You're exactly right. Thank you for pointing that out to our friends. We'll take them any way we can get them, buddy.
Does that mean something to you?
Yeah. Any win on the road is meaningful. They're hard to come by. Man, we're getting better. Up 13 with what, David?
6.
Up 13 with 6 to play. 4 missed foul shots. I hurt us. I should have called timeout. We had a miserable possession down there with Toby. That's not on my team. That's on the head coach. They got some shots down. But proud of our team. That's what you sign up when you come into this league. I think of good friends of mine when I was in the Southern Conference, and I would look at a buddy of mine that loses at home to NC State, and he's got to go to Duke, and he's got to go to Virginia. Good luck to you. Best wishes. Did look real promising, and Leonard Hamilton scares me to death. I think the world of him, and UVA's been really, really good. We have not been very good here. UVA's had a lot to do with that. David, we're getting better. Now, we're not as aesthetically pleasing as I would like us, we've been in the past, but we're growing. I'm really enjoying coaching them. We're a lot sharper and cleaner. And don't ask me why it took us to the 1st of February to finally get to that point. And I hope we don't take a step back on Wednesday at home against us. Yeah, I think that's a pretty fair assessment, Mark. We got them behind some things, and it helps when the ball goes in the basket. We made 11 threes. We had some very timely made shots. Jaden Young opposite our bench, Rex Steiner in front of me. Shoot has been very, very good here for the last bit, which is see him coming on. We've talked about it. He's had the 2 years at Duke and he played very little. Took him a bit to work the rust off the hinge, for lack of a better expression. But man, he's coming into his own. What did Toby have at the half? Anybody know real quick? He had the saddle with the 2 fouls, and I thought he asserted himself and was really, really good in the sir.
He had 5 at the half.
Thanks.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely not an easy thing. Everybody's competitive and wants to win, but game of basketball, it's a lot of ups and downs. So, coaches, he comes in every day just with that same mindset that we got to work and get better every day. So that's what we're going to continue to do, and we're going to try our best to win every game we can. On the last possession, no, I was just trying to get to the basket. All we needed was 2. So, and I think it was Tane over in the corner, but I didn't know how much time I had left, so I kind of just, put it up and, yeah.
I did think it was going in, and I saw Blake coming in for the tip in. I think there wasn't enough time though. But he lived with that shot. Coach Sanchez told us if he misses and we're only down 1, just trying to get downhill, get to the rim. And he did that. I'm living with that shot from Rhodey all the time, and I told him to keep his head up. And I love Rhodey. It didn't go down. Of course, I wanted it more than anything for it to go down, but you got to live. Yeah, I mean, this is a young team. A lot of new faces as well. So still trying to put the defense together. We're working on it every day in practice. I feel like we're getting better. But there's stretches in the game where we can't let them. They hit a few shots in a row. We can't let that happen. I'll take some responsibility for that. I had some lapses here and there on defense, but just all we can do is just continue to work in practice and get better. I know teams are trying to run me off the line now, so I'm trying to add new dimensions. And me and KG, Kyle Guy, have worked on the post, fades, whatever, jabs out of the post a lot, in the off season and in the season as well. So I haven't had really much of a chance to show it yet, but I've definitely been working on it a lot. I mean, I thought I was shooting. I was anticipating the foul. I heard them whispering about it and stuff. So, I was anticipating it as soon as I caught the ball, and I felt like I was going into the shooting motion, but the ref saw it a different way. As far as the second free throw, I talked to Coach real quick, and he said to make them. I agree with that decision. We had enough time to foul, and it worked out. We got a good shot at the end, just didn't go down. So, yeah.